Mike, thanks so much for being with us, and congrats on the direct listing.
Thanks, Oliver. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So let's first introduce your company to those who don't know. As a gamer myself, this is a little bit out of my realm. I had to go and research, but it seems like you guys have had a huge degree of success, especially over the past year. Walk me through the way the game makes money.
Sure. So Roblox is a 15-year-old overnight success, Oliver. We've been growing for quite a long time. The way people, really what happens on Roblox every day is over 30 million users show up to hang out, meet their friends, and engage in literally millions of different experiences, some of which look like games, but we call them experiences. And all of that content is actually created by the user community itself. So it's all user-generated content. The way Roblox makes money is that users who want to come to Roblox can come, it's free to play. If they want to purchase things, so for their avatar or in-game experiences, then they buy a virtual currency from us called Robux. And last year, users purchased approximately $1.9 billion worth of Robux from us. And so that's a number that we call booking. So that's the biggest top line of our business.
You have a lot of things mixed in here that seem to make a pretty amazing cocktail for gamers and as a business as well. The ability to create your own game has been something that's been dabbling from a lot of different games. I remember back when I was a kid, we played Time Crisis, and it was a shooter game, and my favorite thing was making my own levels. Now that you can actually make something and then have others play it and then have rewards reaped from it is a pretty amazing concept. That being said, you're debuting at a market value of roughly the entirety of Electronic Arts that has Star Wars franchises and sports franchises. How do you live up to that, Mike?
So, we've got a user base, like I said, a daily user base of over 30 million people. What we do at Roblox is really invest in a platform, and that platform consists of software that developers use to create content. And what happens on Roblox is then this developer community builds an enormous amount of creative content, and that's just attracted a lot of users. So users are spending about 3 billion hours a month on the platform, and as I said, last year they spent about $1.9 billion on the platform. So what will keep us growing will be a continued investment in innovation, making the platform better and better so that the content that our developers can build is more interesting and more compelling. Over the last few years, what's really happened on our platform is international growth and aging up. So what we've seen is we're now in over 180 countries around the world. We have literally users and creators all over the globe. And so specifically over the last couple of years, we've been growing really aggressively in Western Europe, places like Germany and France, and in East Asia, Japan and Korea. And we're starting to see the user base get older. We now have about 44% of our users that are actually over the age of 13. And some of that is because just better and better and more compelling content.
It's pretty interesting because for a lot of businesses to expand and keep finding new demographics and regions to bring in, there's a heavy cost associated with that. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but it seems like from a cost perspective, it may not be as capital intensive to continue to bring in players into a platform that is already supported, or are you going to have to keep hiring developers to support it? What does that look like, that process?
Yeah, Oliver, great question. So we, the things that we really spend money on are great engineers to build the platform, on top of which this creator community, user-generated content, this creator community builds all the great content. We have had the great fortune of users attracting each other through word of mouth. So we do not spend a lot of money on user acquisition. We have a great unit economics in the business. We generate a substantial amount of cash, and we've been able to attract users around the world through word of mouth. So they're speaking to each other, and that's because Roblox is a really social experience. It isn't so much purely a gaming experience. It certainly draws from gaming. It certainly draws from social, digital entertainment. We like to call it the human co-experience category. It's people going online and doing things together. And I see some of the video that you've been running of doing a virtual concert or playing in these experiences. People actually make friends and they hang out and do stuff together. And so the users tend to attract each other, which has been a really great part of the business model.
Do you think you will be able to keep up the amount of activity happening on the game that's been going on after a period where everybody's been locked inside? I know you've probably gotten this question a million times, but for investors thinking about growth and relative growth compared to what you saw over the past year, is that going to be able to be sustainable, or should we expect to see something more historically standard?
Yeah, the real benefit that we have, and we're as excited as anyone to go back to school, back to work, and put COVID behind us. I mean, we really are, as a company and as a group of people, we're excited for that. But what has happened over the last few years is enormous growth in the number of users who had a chance to experience Roblox. And because of that, and because we have such good cash flow, right now we're actually really able to reinvest in our platform just to make it better and better. And the places that we're going to reinvest will be, we're 1,000 employees with 800 engineers and product people. So we're going to keep hiring the best people. The ambitions that we have for what the platform can do will take many times more engineers and product professionals than we have today. So we'll keep making that investment. We also invest in this incredible creator and developer community that builds all of the content on Roblox and sharing more of the economics with them over time. The more that we do that, we think the better the content will be, more content will happen out there. There's just always something really cool to find on Roblox. And so we're optimistic about what we can do over the next few years.